lovers, my name is Carrie and this is Spines and Spoilers. This is the beginning of my Reindeer Readathon reading vlog. Say that 5 times fast. At the moment I'm actually about to run a couple of errands. I need to get a birthday card for my younger brother. His birthday is tomorrow and I need to get some mice for my snake and potentially pick up something food-wise for our second Thanksgiving dinner. Some people were not able to make it to the first Thanksgiving dinner, thus we have to have a second one. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure that we can do the prompts out of order, so I am going to pick one of the books to listen to the audiobook for while I am doing my errands. Okay, so I have the audiobook for The Cruel Prince set up. I'm going to listen to that while I drive and while I do my errands, and then I will pick up the physical book whenever I get back home. What are you doing there, dude? They're such different colors. You guys, you're so pretty. I've never actually seen the scorpion out. What? I'm just chilling. Hi. How are we doing? You're so pretty. So is this a little leopard gecko? This is... Where could the chameleon be? I can't imagine. The dream, honestly. Hey, you comfy? So I was just walking back to my car and I saw this hanging in the window of the car next to me and it scared the shit out of me. That is terrifying. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that I was supposed to be filming. It's quite late. I stayed up to make a couple of things because my family is having a second Thanksgiving dinner for the people who couldn't make the first one. And I wanted to try and make some stuff for it. We didn't have the money at the end of November to really contribute much of anything, so I want to try and make something for this one. The first attempt was peanut butter cookies. So as you see, I let this first batch of peanut butter cookies stay in a little bit too long. But you know what? This is fine, because that just means that David and I get to eat these burnt ones and everyone else gets to have the ones that turn out. This batch isn't necessarily the most pretty peanut butter cookies I've ever made, but they're also not burned, so there's that. I'm also planning on making some green bean casserole. I don't have all of the things for that though, so I'm going to wait until the morning, then run to the store and grab the things that I need for that and finish it up while David is at work. So I was able to get like 2 good batches in, or decent batches at least. They got a little crumbly though. Everything is icing over again. Good morning, it is December 7th. I stopped and got the ingredients for green bean casserole. I also got these! So I can officially be part of the readathon now. It wasn't actually official before, but now it is. I just put the green bean casserole in. I really hope that it turns out alright, but I've tried like a little bit of the sauce that I made to go with it, and I think it's gonna be okay. We'll have to see. Also, I'm still wearing these, apparently. Okay, so those need to cook for about half an hour. I'm going to read The Cruel Prince in the meantime. I am 100 pages into it exactly, and it is very interesting so far. I had started to read it in the past, but there were a lot of things going on at that point in time, and I wasn't actually able to focus on it. I was reading it, but I wasn't fully able to comprehend what I was reading at the time because I was so distracted. But yes, this is farther than I got before anyway, and I honestly didn't expect to enjoy this that much, because I don't enjoy fairy stuff usually. No offense to people who do. It's just not usually my thing, but I like this so far. We'll have to see. I'm pretty sure this is YA, so there's less of a chance of this spontaneously turning into a fairy erotica. Will you let me put these on you? We did it! No! Okay, she doesn't like that, no. Then she climbed on top of me. Hi, honey. What? Why do you like licking my nose? So I am waiting for my husband to get off work. I'm picking him up so that we can go straight to Thanksgiving 2.0, basically. I am about halfway through The Cruel Prince, and it's got some strong romantic elements now. I'm hoping that they don't take over the story. Like, there's nothing wrong with the genre of romance in general, and I'm not going to shame anyone else for liking it, but it is hard for me to get into books that circulate around, like, heterosexual romance. It's one thing if it's a subplot or even just a plot point, but it's another entirely if that's just what the book ends up circulating around. I just can't deal with that. I'm going to keep on reading until he gets out, though. I'm probably going to be sitting for a little while. I have to get here early, otherwise I just end up in a really long line. It's so pretty out today.
It until they can't unsee it.
So there's drama in the road sign now?
Yes! There's actually, and it's at the federal level. Like, it's actually a federal issue. That they have to, actual politicians have to consider this shit. Like, this is a real thing that they're doing.
I'm glad we're not coming in from the other side. Jesus Christ. I think we're gonna have to take the other route home, because this is ridiculous. For you, happy birthday, dear Corey. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
You gotta blow them out. Wow, all at once. Good morning. It is December 3rd. I obviously still haven't, like, even rolled out of bed yet, because it's only, like, 6:30 a.m. or so. But I probably won't do much filming. Hi, Ezra. Much filming today in general, because it's the weekend. But last night was a nice night. It was just very tiring. We have to drive 2.5 hours, unfortunately, to see my family because they live in a different part of the state. So basically I had to pick up my husband at like 4, I think, and then drive 2.5 hours and then do Thanksgiving festivities and then drive 2.5 hours foot. Hi, little foot. Are you having a good time? Okay. But yeah, we had to drive 2.5 hours back to our apartment. We had to make sure that certain cats got fed for the night as well. I got a surprising amount read yesterday. I think about 3/4 of the way through. Sorry, her little foot keeps on poking out. But yeah, I think I got about 3/4 of The Cruel Prince read. And I'm surprisingly really enjoying it. I did not expect that at all. Ezra is determined to make this video about her cleaning habits, I swear. I don't know if you can hear it, but my husband is in the kitchen, jostling around, making waffles. Hi. Okay. But yeah, I'm trying to summon the motivation to get up. I'm still very tired. Still very, very tired. I forgot to eat most of the day yesterday. So by the time we got to the dinner, I was just kind of exhausted and done as it was. And then we did so much socializing. And it was extremely hot. And I love my family. And I enjoy spending time with them, and we had a good time. But it was also just a lot. But I woke up earlier than planned. And now I'm not going to be able to get back to sleep. But I also don't want to get out of bed because I'm comfortable and sleepy. So it is December 4th. I forgot to record anything yesterday, I'm pretty sure, at all. I also just didn't get a lot of reading done anyway. I think at this point I'm on page 325 of The Cruel Prince, so I'm getting closer to the end at least. Some stuff actually happened in my hometown last night, so I've been a little bit distracted. It is the evening of the 4th, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not, but yeah, there's been a lot going on. So basically, last night in my home county, there was a drag show. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, basically, in an area where most of the people were Trump supporters, and there's just not a lot of forward-thinking people. So there were a lot of people extremely upset over the fact that there was a drag show occurring in that area. Shortly after the event began, about 30 minutes in, 3 different electricity substations were taken out, like shot with a gun. The working theory is that it was probably the white nationalist group Proud Boys who were involved, but there is no definite proof yet. It's just the theory because of the fact that it coincided with the drag show. But that means that almost all of the friends and family that I have in that area right now, they're without power and will be for the next 3 days or so. There's not a lot that I can really do about it at this moment in time because I'm 2.5 hours away and finances are really tight in December because it's December. But I'm trying to get the word out there and trying to raise awareness with people, let people know what's going on, and trying to let people know like ways to be safe and things like that. Because this didn't just affect like a small area, this affected almost 40,000 people. And it took out the lights, like the traffic lights, a lot of the traffic lights. So there have been an increase in the amount of traffic accidents. People have been rushing to get out of town either to get supplies because, you know, a lot of the stores are shut down right now because they don't have power, or just to like go to a family member's house or something like that. And like, I don't wish for a lot of people to be arrested and things like that. That's not something that I generally wish on people. But I hope that these people are caught and that they are arrested and they are charged for every person that dies because they don't have their medication because it was supposed to be refrigerated, and all the people who are supposed to be on oxygen and are not able to be, and all of the freaking people who are dying from motor vehicle accidents, like at least manslaughter. And I doubt they will, but I hope that they actually see like what their actions have caused and feel even a little bit of guilt. Probably not. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot of feelings about that. A lot more than I'm even saying. It's a lot, especially with everything else that's been going on. But today I got a lot of homework done, a lot of schoolwork done. I had a final that I had to do, and I realized, like, while I was at Starbucks doing some of my schoolwork that I hadn't recorded in like two days, and I was like, I need to try and record something at least. I just went to Aldi though and got a couple of necessities like toilet paper and all that stuff, and I'm about to head home and probably get some reading done for the night and just relax because tomorrow it all starts up again. So I just got home and I was listening to the audiobook for The Cruel Prince while I was driving, and there was just a lot of deceit going on, and fairies are not supposed to be able to lie, but there were some outright lies going on, so I am confused. They're like, oh, well, they can deceive but not lie, but no, there were outright lies, like literal lies, so I need an explanation, Holly Black. Just ground some fresh coffee, and now I'm going to brew it. Good morning. It is December 5th and it has been kind of a rough one already. Been dealing with a lot of ignorant people online in particular. A lot of people in Moore County still don't have power or anything like that. And the conservative force there is just kind of getting out of control. Particularly on the internet, because they're basically tracking down people who have posted about this, who have called it for what it is, a domestic terrorist attack. They're reporting people, they're harassing people, they're flooding their posts with transphobic and homophobic content, and in my case, fatphobic content, which is super fun and has made for just a wonderful morning, let me tell ya. Like, it's weird how I can go years without someone throwing, like, fatphobic slurs and rhetoric at me, and I'll be fine, just living my life. And then all of a sudden, in the last month, I have just received so much fucking hate about it. Like, so I'm fucking fat, I know. Come up with a better fucking insult, dude. You're just stating the obvious, for one thing. Like, are you 5? Are you going to call me a poopy head next? Should I get you a napkin? But yeah, so it's just been a very frustrating, draining morning. It's almost noon, thankfully. Another reason that it was so draining probably is because I didn't make coffee before now, and I've just been going uncaffeinated for the day. I also took my meds late, so that helps a lot, I'm sure. Back to the book content, though. I finished The Cruel Prince last night. I enjoyed it way more than I thought I was going to. Like, I expected to hate it because, you know, I just don't like books about fairies in general. I'm glad that it didn't go the route of being like a full-blown romance or anything like that. Again, not that there's anything wrong with romances. It just kind of turns me off of a book a little bit. I honestly do want to read the sequel, which I never thought I would say. So that's 1 book down and 10 points towards the challenge. Next, I'm going to be reading the short story that my husband basically assigned me, called They're Made of Meat. Ignore my red eyes and face. I just accidentally poked my cat in the eye when I went to pet him and I feel so bad. He's okay, he's just angry. And, like, I would be angry too, shit. Anyway, yeah, my husband sent me, basically an ebook copy. I don't know what you would even call it because it's a short story. But he sent me a copy of it, and I'm going to read that. It shouldn't take very long. I need some form of escapism, though, so after that, I might just, I don't know, put on a movie or something and get out of my head for a little bit before I have to start on homework and all that jazz. Pause for cat loves. Alright, I have my tablet, I have my coffee. I know you can't see her right now, but I have my cat. She's been sitting here kneading my leg. So I'm going to go ahead and read this short story, and yeah, then see where things go from there. Okay, They're Made Out of Meat by Terry Bison, 1991. They're made out of meat.
Meat?
They're made out of meat. Meat.
Meat?
There's no doubt about it. We picked several from different parts of the planet, took them aboard our recon vessels, probed them all the way through. They're completely meat.
That's impossible. What about the radio signals? The messages from the stars?
They use the radio waves to talk, but the signals don't come from them. The signals come from machines.
So who made the machines? That's who we need to contact.
They made the machines. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Meat made the machines.
That's ridiculous. How can meat make a machine? You're asking me to believe in sentient meat.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, these creatures are the only sentient race in the sector, and they're made out of meat.
Maybe they're like the Foley, carbon-based intelligence that goes through a meat stage.
Nope, they're born meat and they die meat. We studied them for several of their lifespans, which didn't take too long. Do you have any idea the lifespan of meat?
Spare me. Okay, maybe they're only part meat, like the Wadilli. A meathead with an electron plasma brain inside.
Nope, we thought of that, since they do have meat heads like the Wadilli, but I told you, we probed them, and they're meat, all the way through.
No brain?
Oh, there's a brain alright, it's just that the brain is made out of meat.
So what does the thinking?
You're not understanding, are you? The brain does the thinking, the meat.
Thinking meat? You're asking me to believe in thinking meat.
Yes, thinking meat, conscious meat, loving meat, dreaming meat. The meat is the whole deal. Are you getting the picture?
Oh my god, you're serious then. They're made out of meat.
Finally, yes, they are indeed made out of meat, and they've been trying to get in touch with us for almost 100 of their years.
So what does the meat have in mind?
Well, first they want to talk to us, then I imagine it wants to explore the universe, contact other sentients, swap ideas and information, the usual.
So we're supposed to talk to meat.
Well, that's the idea. That's the message they're sending out by radio. Hello, anyone out there? Anyone home? That sort of thing.
They actually do talk then? They use words, ideas, concepts?
Oh yes, except they do it with meat.
I thought you just told me they used radio.
Okay, they do, but what do you think is on the radio? Meat sounds. You know how when you slap or flap meat, it makes a noise? They talk by flapping their meat at each other. They can even sing by squirting air through their meat. I'm uncomfortable with how much the word meat has been used in this story so far.
Oh my god, singing meat. This is altogether too much. So what do you advise?
Officially or unofficially?
Okay, both.
Officially, we are required to contact, welcome, and log in any and all sentient races or multi-beings in the quadrant without prejudice, fear, or favor. Unofficially, I advise that we erase the records and forget the whole thing.
I was hoping you would say that.
It seems harsh, but there's a limit. Do we really want to make contact with meat?
I agree 100%. What's there to say? Hello, meat, how's it going? But will this work? How many planets are we dealing with here?
Just one. They can travel to other planets in special meat containers, but they can't live on them. And being meat, they can only travel through sea space, which limits them to the speed of light and makes the possibility of their ever making contact pretty slim, infinitesimal even.
So we just pretend there's no one home in the universe.
That's it. Cruel, but you said it yourself. Who wants to meet meat?
And the ones who've been aboard our vessels, the ones you've probed, you're sure they won't remember.
We went into their heads and smoothed out their meat so that we're just a dream to them.
A dream to meet. How strangely appropriate that we should be meat's dream.
And we can just mark this sector as unoccupied.
Good, agreed. Officially and unofficially, case closed. Any others? Anyone interesting on that side of the galaxy?
Yes, a rather shy but sweet hydrogen core cluster intelligence in a Class 9 star G445 zone was in contact 2 galactic rotations ago, and it wants to be friendly again.
They always come around. And why not? Imagine how utterly cold the universe would be if you were all alone.
Okay, that story was a lot better than I thought it was going to be and actually put a smile on my face. So yes, thank you to my spouse for suggesting this story. I actually quite liked it. I believe that was for the Dasher prompt, so I'm going to go ahead and submit that form and then figure out what I'm going to do next. It is December 6th. I have a lot of things that I need to get done today, but a lot of it doesn't start until after like 3 o'clock or so. So in the meantime, I'm just going to have some coffee, finish Catcher in the Rye, which I only have a couple of chapters left on, and probably just chill for a little bit. Good morning, Fanny. You are so handsome. Okay, so I finished Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I never ever would have picked this book out for myself because I haven't heard great things about it, but I liked it better than I really thought I would. Like, the main character isn't nearly as annoying as I was told he was. Don't get me wrong, he's still annoying, but he's a teenager. Like, he's supposed to be annoying. The authorial intent was achieved with this one. I can't say that it's gonna be like a new favorite book or anything like that, or that I'll ever even reread it. It was better than I expected, but still not quite my cup of tea, but it wasn't bad. I can understand why like 9th grade English classes teach this, or however old. I just don't particularly want to read it again. That means I have finished the Prancer prompt for 20 points, which was a book with your favorite season on the cover, or the book cover has colors from your favorite season on it. So I'm going to submit my points for this one, and then figure out what I'm going to read next. Alright, what team am I on? Team Mistletoe, and this was for the Prancer prompt. I believe that's it. I don't think... Yeah, this was a physical book, and it wasn't over 500 pages, so that's it. Excuse me, ma'am. This is too cute. It's not allowed. Far too cute. Good morning. It is the 7th of December. I just dropped off my spouse at his job for the day. I have so much laundry to do today. I was supposed to do it yesterday and it just didn't end up happening. So yeah, it looks like that's what's on the agenda for today. So I am going to go home and start packing everything up. I have several bags. I have so much that I'm gonna need to pack. And I also need to choose my next book, so yeah, I still didn't do that. Yesterday, I ended up just kind of tuning out because I was distracted with everything going on. And I pulled up the audiobook for the Edgar Allan Poe book that I need to read. The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket, I believe, is what it's called. But it's 7 hours long. I actually didn't realize it was that long. I assumed that it was a little bit shorter than that. Definitely not long for the average audiobook, of course. Just compared to Poe's other work, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to play that while I load up all of my laundry into laundry bags and then start the whole process. So I have 6 bags of laundry that I have to load into the car now. It's so loud in here, but I think I might actually be alone in this laundromat for the first time ever. Yeah. It's so weird. There are other machines running, but I think that the people who put their clothes in just kind of stuck them in and left, like they're sitting in the parking lot or off doing their errands or something. I'm too paranoid to do that. I can never do that. But my stuff is in the dryer at this point. I have so much stuff. And I still have probably about an hour or so left until they're done drying, so wish me luck. In the meantime, I'm going to be reading, what's it called again? The Symptoms of Being Human, which I've already started. I think about a chapter in. Yeah, a little bit longer than a chapter, and I'm enjoying it so far. So After I finish with this book, I'm probably going to end this particular vlog, because that will be over half of what I need to read for the Reindeer Readathon. I think I can technically read more than that, but I'm going to do 2 vlogs for the ones that I like rolled for and selected, basically. And then if I have more time, then I will read the other ones that I drew. I am really sorry for all the noise, though. I can't really help much of it. I don't have control over the TV or the machines or anything. I know there's a way to kind of isolate audio, and I'm going to see if I can do that whenever I edit this video to make it a little less loud and obnoxious. So I finished the laundry, as I'm sure you can see in the back, and now I'm sitting at my husband's work waiting for him to get out of class. I'm going to read some more Symptoms of Being Human while I'm sitting here on my tablet. I'm enjoying it so far. Okay, so this is a post that the main character is writing, and I don't think they're going to share it with other people. October 1st, 4:45 p.m. My name is Alex, and the first thing you're probably going to want to know about me is, am I a boy or am I a girl? Don't worry, I'm used to it. It's the first thing everyone wants to know, even when I'm standing right in front of them. And even if they don't come right and ask, I can tell they're thinking it because they narrow their eyes or tilt their head slightly to one side. At best, it's invasive curiosity. At worst, open condemnation. Either way, they want an answer, girl or boy. I look up from the keyboard and read what I've typed out so far. It sounds sort of defensive, almost like I'm pissed off at my imaginary reader, but at the same time, it feels good to get it out. Anyway, it's not that simple. The world isn't binary. Everything isn't black or white, yes or no. Sometimes it's not a switch, it's a dial. And it's not even a dial you can get your hands on. It turns without your permission or approval. Okay, people say, but you were born one way or the other, like biologically, anatomically. As if they have a right to know. As if, since I've so rudely failed to make it obvious, I ought to wear a sign. Well, it's none of their damn business. You think I'm unaware that my gender isn't immediately apparent to you? You think I didn't choose these clothes and these haircut specifically to avoid being stuffed into one pigeonhole or another? I'm gender fluid, not stupid. End rant. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't actually want to antagonize you, imaginary reader. It's just hard to explain, but I'll try. Chef's kiss. I love this so far.
Ran through a couple of
Good morning. It is December 8th, and I am still very much waking up. I don't know if you can tell. I finished the Symptoms of Being Human last night, and I didn't say anything about it because, I wasn't alone at the time, and I feel weird recording around other people. And yeah, I loved it. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a new favorite. It would have been life-changing to me, I'm pretty sure, if I had had that book when I was a teenager. And, it's one of the ones that my husband suggested. It's also one of the ones that he teaches in his classroom, and it makes me really happy that he does. I just think it's a really important book that a lot of people need to read. The only thing that bothered me about it is the fact that they don't discuss the use of they/them pronouns. Not really, anyway. And I feel like that would have been an appropriate topic to put in the book. My assertion, though, is the fact that, maybe that just wasn't part of this character's journey yet. They just hadn't discovered it, because a lot of it is just about discovery and going into all of this blind. Yeah, definitely recommend, particularly if you are a teenager or you know teenagers. It would be a great exercise in empathy if the people involved can't actually directly relate to it. And it would especially be important for teenagers who are non-binary or trans or, anything along those lines. And anyone who is non-cis, basically. Those cis people definitely need to be reading this too. Don't get me wrong. This was the 5th book that I read for this vlog, though. The first one was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was better than I thought it was going to be, but still not completely my cup of tea. The second was They're Made Out of Meat by Terry Bison, which was a short story. I gave that one 4 stars. It was so much fun. The third was Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I gave that one 3 stars. That one was another one where it was like, it was better than I was expecting, but also not entirely my cup of tea. The fourth book was the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket by Edgar Allan Poe. I can't say it's going on any favorites list, but it's still Edgar Allan Poe, so I still like really loved it and enjoyed it. So maybe 3.5 stars. And lastly was Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin, which I am going to give at least 4.5 stars. Maybe 5, honestly. I don't know. At least 4.5 though. It was really good. I loved it. There was a little room for improvement though, so maybe I'll put it at a 4.5. Yeah. That does it for part 1 of my Reindeer Readathon reading vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it more than you know. Check in again in maybe a week or 2 to see part 2. I'm not sure when exactly I will be finished, but you know, there's still plenty of time in December. In the meantime, please be safe. Please, please, please be safe and enjoy the winter months. I don't know why I put it like that. Just enjoy December. You know what month I'm talking about. Thank you again to my spouse for helping me out with my TBR for this video. I would literally remarry you all over again right now because I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. As for everyone else, if you would like to, feel free to like and share and subscribe and all that jazz. But what is most important in these winter months is that you remember to love yourself. Okay? Alright, bye.